For 6 years, the Galactic Armies had been hunting one human. They had searched ruined cities. They had scanned deserts. They had burned forests. They had interrogated prisoners. They had deployed machines designed to detect a human heartbeat from 30 kilometers away. Still, they couldn't find him. His name was Samuel Carter. The Galactic Intelligence Bureau classified him as a military threat. His file contained only 3 photographs, most of them more than 20 years old. An American soldier, a younger man, short military haircut, cold eyes, a sniper rifle across his chest. But the most recent photograph showed something completely different. An old man, white beard, long silver hair, American military jacket, and an M2 Browning .50 caliber machine gun resting beside him. The photograph had been captured for less than 3 seconds. Then the surveillance drone exploded. The Galactic Commander stared at the image. That's him. Yes, Supreme Commander. He's 74. Yes. And you've spent 6 years hunting this? Yes, Commander. The alien slowly leaned toward the screen. How many soldiers has he killed? The intelligence officer hesitated. Officially, yes, 899. Silence filled the command chamber. The commander stared at the number. Then he laughed. One old human has killed 899 galactic soldiers. Confirmed kills, Commander. The laughter stopped. Where is he now? The officer enlarged a map of Earth. A tiny red circle appeared over a massive jungle. Sector 17. How many troops are there? Approximately 400,000. The commander smiled. Then this ends today. He didn't know that Samuel Carter was already watching them. 3 kilometers away, beneath the roots of an enormous tree, Carter lay perfectly still. The jungle around him was alive with alien soldiers. Their armor reflected the moonlight. Their vehicles moved between the trees. Drones floated above the canopy. Thousands of soldiers were searching for one old man. Carter didn't move. His white beard was covered in mud. His long gray hair was tied behind his head. His American uniform was faded and torn, but his eyes were steady. He watched through the scope of his M2. The weapon was old, so old that some soldiers would have called it a museum piece. Carter didn't. To him, it was a promise. He gently placed his hand on the receiver. A voice came through the radio. Unit 7, report. Nothing. Unit 9, nothing. Unit 12, nothing. Carter smiled. Then he whispered, keep looking. He had been waiting for this moment for 6 years. The Galactic Army believed it had been hunting him. That was the first mistake. Carter had been hunting them. Every time they sent a new commander to Earth, he learned the commander's name. Every time they built a new military base, he found its location. Every time an alien fleet entered Earth's atmosphere, Carter studied its movements. He didn't fight them immediately. He waited. He learned. And slowly, without the Galactic Army realizing it, Samuel Carter built a map. Not of Earth, of the invasion. He knew their supply routes, their command centers, their communication towers, their orbital stations, their weaknesses. And tonight, he was ready to use everything he had learned. A young alien soldier suddenly stopped. His scanner had detected something. Movement. 20 soldiers turned. The scanner pointed toward Carter's position. The alien commander smiled. Finally, the soldiers advanced. Carter watched them through the scope. 10 meters. 8. 6. He adjusted the weapon. Not yet. 5. 4. 3. The commander shouted. Fire. Carter fired first. The .50 caliber round struck the commander's weapon and destroyed it. The second round hit the communication unit. The third struck the vehicle behind him. The jungle erupted. Alien soldiers scattered. Carter didn't stay. He immediately moved. The old man grabbed his weapon, rolled behind the tree, and disappeared into the darkness. Energy weapons burned through the place where he'd been. But Carter was already 50 meters away. Then the aliens heard something. A shot. Far behind them, one soldier fell. Then another. Then another. The soldiers spun around. Nothing. Only darkness. A voice came through their radio. An old human voice. Calm. Almost amused. 6 years. The aliens froze. Carter continued. You've spent 6 years looking for me. Another shot. A commander fell. You should have spent those 6 years going home. The radio went silent. The aliens began firing wildly. Carter watched from a distant ridge. He checked his notebook. 899. One name remained blank. He closed the notebook, then looked toward the largest alien base in the jungle. That one's mine. For 6 years, Carter had been waiting. Tonight, the hunt was finally going to end, but the Galactic Army still didn't understand something. They hadn't trapped Samuel Carter. They had brought their entire army into his hunting ground. And when the first light of morning appeared over the jungle, the galaxy would finally discover why one old American soldier had survived 6 years alone. Never assume an old soldier has forgotten how to fight. By sunrise, the Galactic Army had lost 73 soldiers. They had no idea how. Their scanners showed nothing. Their drones found nothing. Their thermal systems detected nothing. Yet every time a patrol moved through the jungle, another soldier disappeared. The Galactic Commander became furious. Bring me every tracking unit. Hundreds of machines were deployed. They searched every tree, every cave, every river, every abandoned bunker. Nothing. Then one technician noticed something strange. Commander. What? The human isn't hiding. The commander stared at him. What did you say? The technician pointed at the map. He's moving toward us. The commander's expression changed. Impossible. No, Commander. The technician enlarged the map. We've been following his trail. The commander studied it. The trail wasn't random. It formed a perfect circle around the alien army. He's surrounding us. For the first time, nobody spoke. Then the commander made his second mistake. He sent an elite unit. The Black Talons. 30 genetically engineered soldiers. They were faster than humans. Stronger than humans. Their armor could survive heavy machine gun fire. Their mission was simple. Find Carter. Kill Carter. They entered the jungle at night. For 3 hours, nothing happened. Then their commander saw a small American flag hanging from a branch. Underneath it was a message. You're getting closer. The commander smiled. Finally, he ordered his soldiers forward. They moved through the trees. 100 meters. 200. 500. Then they found an abandoned camp. There was a fire, a chair, a metal cup, and a notebook. The Black Talon commander picked it up. He opened the first page. Names. Hundreds of them. Human, alien, military, civilian. He turned the pages. His face became confused, then frightened, because next to every name was a number, and the final page contained only one line. 899. Below it, one left. The commander dropped the notebook. A voice came from behind him. You shouldn't have touched that. He turned. Carter stood 20 meters away. The old American soldier was holding the M2. The alien commander raised his weapon. Carter spoke first. Don't. The commander froze. You think you can kill all of us? Carter shook his head. No. He looked at the 30 soldiers. I know I can't. The commander smiled. Then surrender. Carter smiled back. I didn't say I needed to kill all of you. The first shot hit the ground. The jungle exploded with smoke. The Black Talons scattered. Carter disappeared. Then the shooting began. Not wild. Not random. Precise. One soldier. Then another. The Black Talons tried to track him. They failed. Carter knew the jungle. He knew shadows. He knew fear. Within minutes, the elite unit was gone. The commander remained. Carter stood behind him. The alien slowly turned. You. Carter raised the M2. Your name? The commander stared. General Varek. Carter nodded. He opened his notebook. Varek. He wrote the name. Then he looked at the old page. 899. He added one mark. 900. For a moment, Carter said nothing. Then he closed the notebook. General Varek stared at him. You killed 900 soldiers. Carter looked tired. No. Varek frowned. I killed 900 enemies. Carter looked toward the distant battlefield. There is a difference. Then Varek heard something. Thousands of human voices. The jungle was filling with them. Carter wasn't alone. Human resistance fighters emerged from hiding. Soldiers. Former police officers. Farmers, engineers, civilians, people who had been waiting for 6 years. Carter had been training them, preparing them, teaching them. He had never been fighting for himself. He had been preparing Earth for this night. Carter looked at the gathered humans. It's time. The old American flag was raised above the trees. For the first time in 6 years, Earth had an army again, and the Galactic Army was standing directly inside it. The Galactic Army had believed humanity was almost extinct. That belief had been their greatest advantage. And their greatest mistake. Thousands of human fighters emerged from the jungle. Then thousands more. The Galactic Commander watched from his orbital command ship. What am I looking at? His intelligence officer was shaking. Human forces. How many? We don't know. Estimate. The officer looked at the data. Hundreds of thousands. The commander stood. That is impossible. The officer looked at him. Apparently not. Below them, the jungle became a battlefield. Alien aircraft descended. Human missiles rose. The sky became a storm of fire. But Carter wasn't watching the sky. He was watching the alien command ship. He knew where it would go. He knew what it would do. Because for 6 years he had studied them. He raised his binoculars. There, a small landing craft. Inside it was the Galactic Supreme Commander. Carter smiled. Got you. Major Elena Brooks stood beside him. She had been a young lieutenant when Carter first disappeared. Now she commanded Earth's surviving military. You're sure? Carter nodded. He always goes where the battle is. Brooks looked at him. How do you know? Carter smiled. Commanders are predictable. The landing craft touched down. Alien soldiers surrounded it. Carter watched. He didn't shoot. Brooks looked confused. Why aren't you firing? Because he's not the target. Then who is? Carter pointed toward the command vehicle. The man behind him. Brooks looked through the binoculars. Her expression changed. That's the fleet commander. Carter nodded. He's the one controlling the orbital weapons. Brooks understood. If we take him, we take their fleet. Carter picked up the M2. Exactly. The battle became chaos. Human forces attacked the alien command perimeter. Alien soldiers pushed forward. Energy weapons lit the jungle. Carter moved alone. He walked directly toward the enemy. Brooks shouted, Carter! He didn't stop. Colonel! Carter looked back. Stay behind me. Brooks laughed. You're 74. Carter smiled. And you're still talking too much. Then he disappeared into the smoke. Minutes later, the alien fleet commander received a message. Human sniper detected. He turned. Where? The answer came. Everywhere. Then the command room went dark. Carter had destroyed the main generator. The fleet commander reached for his emergency weapon. A voice came from behind him. Don't. He froze. Carter stood in the doorway. White beard. Long hair. American uniform. M2 Browning in his hands. The commander slowly turned. You. Carter nodded. Me. You have caused the deaths of thousands. Carter looked at him. You invaded my planet. The commander smiled. You are one old man. Carter looked around the command room. Then toward the stars. No. He pointed toward Earth. I'm one old man standing on the side of an entire species. The commander activated the orbital weapon. A warning appeared. Planetary strike in 60 seconds. Brooks shouted through the radio. Carter, they're going to fire on Earth. Carter looked at the screen, then at the commander. The commander smiled. Your world dies with me. Carter slowly raised the M2. The commander laughed. You cannot destroy a planetary weapon with that primitive machine gun. Carter smiled. Maybe not. He turned toward the window. Major. Yes. Can you hear me? Loud and clear. I need the coordinates of the weapons control core. Brooks understood immediately. Sending now. Coordinates appeared on Carter's display. 37 kilometers away. Inside a heavily armored orbital control station. Carter looked at the commander. Thanks. The alien frowned. For what? For showing me where to shoot. The commander suddenly realized the truth. Carter wasn't trying to destroy the weapon. He was trying to destroy the thing controlling it. The M2 roared. The first round struck the control panel. The second destroyed the communication system. The third shattered the emergency transmitter. The orbital weapon stopped. The Galactic Army lost control of its fleet. And then something happened that no alien commander had expected. The human fleet appeared above Earth. Not hundreds, thousands. Ships that had been hidden for years. Ships built secretly in underground facilities. Ships assembled from the remains of destroyed fleets. Humanity had not been waiting to die. It had been preparing. The Galactic Commander looked toward the sky. His face went pale. How? Carter walked toward the window. That's the part you never understood. He looked at Earth. You thought we were surviving. He smiled. We were rebuilding. The war ended 3 days later. Not with a final explosion. Not with a dramatic surrender broadcast. It ended with silence. Alien ships left Earth's orbit. One by one. The Galactic Army had arrived believing humans were prey. They left knowing something different. Humans were hunters too. But the story of Samuel Carter did not end with the victory. Because after the war, Carter disappeared again. For several months, nobody knew where he had gone. Major Brooks searched everywhere. Then one morning, she found him. He was sitting beside a quiet lake. His American uniform was clean. His white beard was longer. His silver hair moved gently in the wind. The M2 sat beside him. For once, it wasn't loaded. Brooks approached. You disappeared. Carter looked at the water. I've done that before. She sat beside him. You saved Earth. Carter shook his head. No. You killed 900 enemy soldiers. Yes. You destroyed 3 major command centers. Yes. You helped defeat the largest army in the galaxy. Carter smiled. Sounds like you have my resume memorized. Brooks laughed, then became serious. Why did you keep fighting? Carter was silent for a long time. Finally, he answered. Because every time I wanted to stop. He looked at the American flag attached to his jacket. I remembered why I started. Brooks looked at him. Do you regret anything? Carter stared at the lake. Yes. What? That I had to become good at war. The wind moved through the trees. Carter continued. I was young once. He smiled sadly. I thought being a soldier meant learning how to kill. He touched the old M2. After 74 years, I learned something different. What? A soldier's job isn't to love war. He looked toward the horizon. It's to make sure the people behind him don't have to fight it. Brooks nodded. Then she noticed something. Carter's notebook. It was open. She looked at the final page. There were 900 names. But beneath them, Carter had written something new. Confirmed survivors, countless. Brooks smiled. You changed the record. Carter closed the notebook. The old one didn't matter anymore. What happens now? Carter looked at the M2, then at the peaceful lake. Now. He smiled. I think I'm going fishing. Brooks laughed. You've been saying that for years. Yeah. Carter stood slowly. His knees were stiff. His shoulders hurt. He was 74 years old. He had spent 6 years being hunted. 6 years hunting the hunters. And 6 years carrying the weight of 900 confirmed kills. But now there was no enemy. No battlefield. No radio screaming orders. No alien ships in the sky. Only Earth. Home. Carter walked away from the lake. The old American flag on his shoulder caught the sunlight. Behind him, the M2 remained beside the tree. For the first time in 6 years, Samuel Carter had left his weapon behind. And somewhere beyond the stars, the Galactic Council held an emergency meeting. One question dominated the chamber. What finally defeated the Galactic Army? Some blamed human technology. Others blamed the human fleet. Some blamed Earth's unpredictable military tactics. But an old alien commander stood and corrected them. No. The chamber became silent. He looked at the stars. The fleet did not defeat us. The weapons did not defeat us. The armies did not defeat us. Then what did? The old commander answered with a single name. Carter. A younger officer asked. Who was Carter? The old commander looked toward Earth. A human. An important commander? No. A general? No. A king. The old commander shook his head. Something worse. What? The old alien slowly smiled. A soldier who refused to surrender. Years later, children on Earth would hear stories about the war. They would hear about the fleets, the battles, the heroes. But among military families, another story was told. A story about an old American soldier with a white beard and long silver hair. A man who disappeared into the jungle. A man who carried an ancient .50 caliber machine gun. A man who spent 6 years being hunted by an entire galaxy. And who, during those 6 years, quietly hunted them back. They called him many things. The Galactic Army called him a ghost. The human military called him a legend. But Samuel Carter never called himself either. When someone finally asked him why he had fought so long, he gave the simplest answer imaginable. Because they came to my home. Then he smiled. And I wanted them to understand one thing. What? Carter looked toward the night sky. His white beard moved in the wind. His eyes were old, but still sharp. He whispered, Earth doesn't belong to the galaxy. The galaxy belongs outside Earth's door. And after that night, no Galactic Army ever crossed that door again.